Are you ready to make another Halloween granny square? Okay, then I got you covered. We're going to be using this square right here, which we made before in a previous video, link down in the description. Basic 6 round granny square, but we're going to be giving it a little spin. Literally, we're going to spin it around and turn it into a square in a square. All right, and to do that, to make it even more Halloween-y, we're making it in black. Got your square, got your black yarn. This is 4-weight yarn. All of this is 4-weight yarn, and I am using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. Let's get this Halloween square party started. And just a quick reminder before we get started, if you have not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a single second of Yarny fun. Let's get started. Okay, so here we go. We've got the square right here. And I'm just going to grab this yarn right out of the middle. See, the middle of the yarn thing. And I know this is black. I hope this shows up okay. We're going to keep our fingers crossed. So we've got our granny square right here. Okay, so I started this with the black, and then I realized, you know what? This black is going to be completely too dark to see. So I am going to switch over to purple. We'll do this again. See, there's 6 into that third from the right. We're going to slip stitch into the farthest double crochet on the right. And then we're going to slip stitch. The way I slip stitch yarn to things is I use the tail after I pull it through that first loop. But you can do it any way you like. This is just the way I do it. And then I use the main string that I'm going to be crocheting with. It just kind of anchors it there. Okay, so now we're going to go into that middle right there, that very middle space, and we're going to double crochet 3. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to chain 2. And then we're going to double crochet 3. 1, 2, 3. So you've got a baby corner right there. I know it's on the side of the square, but you'll see where it's getting, you'll see where I'm going with this. Okay, so now you're going to go into the top of this double crochet right here and slip stitch. Now you're going to chain 2, and we're going to skip that first stitch, and we're going to go into the top of the middle of the second group from the left, the top of that middle double crochet, and slip stitch. Chain 1, turn your square over, and then we're going to double crochet into the space in between the last group of double crochets and the orange, and we're going to double crochet 2. So along with that chain 2 right there, it looks like 3 double crochets right there. Next, we're going to go into the top of that corner right there, and we're going to double crochet 3 times. This is just like when we make a corner. Chain 2, See, it's like we're making a corner on the side. Then double crochet 3 into that same space. And I like to kind of weave in as I go. So you can leave your tail hanging here if you want to, or you can also weave in with your stitches as you go. Makes no difference to me, just whatever you feel most comfortable with. Now into this one, in between the purple and the orange, we're going to double crochet 3. So I'm just kind of weaving this end in like that as I go. Oops, there's one. I just kind of wrapped it in with that stitch. But like I said, you can do it however you want to. There we go. Now I'm going to slip stitch into the middle, the top of the middle of this group right here. I'm going to chain 2 and slip stitch into this first one right there. Chain 1, turn, and then not in this one, but in the next one, see right in between the orange and the purple, you're going to double crochet 2. Remember, you only have to double crochet 2 because that chain 2 before we turned looks like a double crochet, or counts as a double crochet. And then remember that little guy that I kind of wove in from the previous round? I'm just kind of holding him under these stitches, because I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely hate weaving in ends. Okay, now this, I'm just going to weave him back up through this stitch. Like I said, this isn't necessary. You do you on the weave ends, but this is the way I do it. Okay, now we're going back up to the corner. Just ignore this little guy right here. We're doing another corner up here at the top, so double crochet 3, chain 2, double crochet 3, then go into the next space, double crochet 3. See, it's just like a granny square kind of on its side. That's what we're doing right now, granny square on its side. Okay, now in between this purple one and the orange, we're going to go into that space right there, and we're going to double crochet 3. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Double crochet 3 into that space. And see, this is what it's looking like so far. It's like half a square. Now we're going to go into the top of that first one, slip stitch, double crochet. Now we're going to, you can either do it into this first space right here, which, yeah, that's probably a good idea. I was going to say, sometimes I put it right into here, but I'm going to put it into this space right here. Okay, I've chained 2, or not the space, the, what do you call it? The top of the double crochet. Chain 1, flip it over, and we're going to go right into that space. So we're going to 1, just 2, because that chain 2 from before we flipped it over looks like a double crochet. And then we're going to double crochet 3 into each space. This little guy is still, he's hanging with us. This guy right here. I'm just gonna keep weaving him in as I go. I'll leave him right there because he's been woven in enough to just cut off. And then in between the purple and the orange again, we're going to double crochet 3. 1, 2, 3. And then right there in the top of that double crochet, we're going to slip stitch. And I'm going to cut it off. All right, so you have one of the sides finished. So see what it's looking like? Isn't that looking good? Oops, that's the back side. I guess it doesn't really matter, but kind of it does. Okay, now let me raise it up a little so you can see better. Okay, so see how it's going? It's going to be like this. I've got one of the corners finished of the Halloween square and a square. I just need to make the other 3. So you just repeat this one for the other 3 sides, and then you'll have a granny square and a square. I will meet you right here as soon as we get finished with that, or as soon as I finish doing that, to show you what happens next. Alrighty, let's put the edges on this square. And to do that, we are going to be using Big Twist Value in the colorway Slime. Oh, no, that one says Burnt Orange. There is actually one that says Slime. I grabbed the wrong one off the floor. It says Slime. And here is the slime colored yarn. I love this. Okay, we are going to put a slip stitch in the corner here. I do my own special anchor slip stitch right there. Chain 2, but you can slip stitch it to the corner any way that you would like to. Here, I'll show you slowly how I do that again. Okay. When I pull it through, whoops. When I pull it through, I use the tail end and I pull it through first, and then I go with the yarn I'm going to be crocheting with, pull it through again, and that way I can pull that snug and it makes a good solid anchor there to hold my stitch in. Chain another one, and then I'm going to double crochet 2. So that's the first little bunch of stitches for the corner. So that counts as 3 double crochets, since I have that first chain 2 right there. Okay, chain 2. Now I'm going to go back into that corner and double crochet 3 more. And since I like to weave in as I go, I'm about halfway through that double crochet. I'm just going to bring that end up in there, wrap it through there. I kind of have no technical rhyme or reason when I'm weaving my end back through. I just kind of weave it in as I'm crocheting so that there's less to weave in at the end, if that makes sense. Less little ends, or, you know, if you go all the way to the very end of that little end, you can just cut it off. But we're gonna leave them right there. Okay, so I'm just going back through each of the granny square holes and crocheting 3 into there, like I'm just continuing around in a big granny square. So we've got that one right there. This is the second group. This is the third group. Group number 3. Whoops, I think I missed one in there. group number 4. And then this one's going to be a kind of a big jump. I'm going to go right into the middle right there. So here we go. In the middle, into that orange stitch. Here we go. And that's going to be the 5th group of 3. And then we're going to go, see, we're not going into that space in between the orange and the purple. We're skipping that all together and we're going into the purples. So, oops, when you get to the end of this side, you'll have 9 groups of 3 double crochets. Okay, and that's what it looks like. So then you just turn it around, chain 2, and since you're in the corner, you're going to go right, whoops, you're going to go right back into that corner space and double crochet 3. And then you're going to do the exact same thing on all the 3 remaining sides. So here, we'll start this again. I'll probably fast forward this just because, you know, it's kind of boring to sit there and watch the same thing over and over again. Okay, so we've gotten to the end of our green, and I'm going to end off this color right here because the blanket I'm making it for needs to have 10 along the outside and it needs to be black. So going around this last round, I'm going to be using my black yarn. So let's slip stitch this to the top of that first double crochet, another slip stitch in the corner, and then we are going to cut that. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start in with the black for this final round, and I'm going to do my anchor slip stitch, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet 1, double crochet 2, double crochet 3. Then I'm going to be weaving that end in as I go, and then we double crochet 3 into every space across, and then at the end of this side we'll have 10 double crochets per side. I'm sorry, 10 groups of 3 double crochets per side. Okay, so there's what it looks like, the first side. Now I'm going to continue this. I'm going to go all the way around on all 4 sides, and I'll meet you back when we hook up right here. Hey guys, so I finished the tutorial, but I didn't have time to put the ending on it, so I'm putting the ending on it right now. I am at my son's swim meet in Topeka, Kansas. I had to step outside for a minute so I could, tell you guys goodbye. But I'll put a picture, like right there, of what the square looks like. And of course, you ended it the same way I ended the green round. But anyway, I know this is kind of a weird way to end the tutorial, but we do what we can do. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys, like, there's some nice fall weather out here. I hope you guys have fun making this square, and you guys have an awesome day. Love you guys.